Hey friends, and welcome back to Old Mill Homestead. So I am going to switch this one video up and do kind of an updated homestead tour of everything that's going on in the garden space and everything that's going on with the animals. So we have the 5 goats, and then we are now up to 32 chickens. So I wanted to give you an update on the chickens, the goats, the garden, which is pretty much done. We have a few flowers, and give you a quick tour of the chickens and the chicken coop and run and how it's going so far. So let's go. Also wanted to say, part of why I'm putting this video in is because we've got some stomach issues going on in the family, and so cooking is really not something that's gonna happen a lot this week. And it would what I do cook will probably be pretty bland and things that you wouldn't be interested in. So I wanted to give an update on the homestead. It is so nice out today. It's like 71-ish here in Tennessee. It was 38 this past weekend. That's Tennessee weather for you. So let's go take a look at all the kids. So we have Miss Java. And over here we have Maggie and Mocha. Mocha is the baby. And then in the back there, if you can see, we've got Miss Blackie. They're kind of hanging out a little bit in the shade. Over here we have Mr. Ruru. He's our old man of the group. He's 4.5. We do have some new spindles Nick got from his work that we put out from them. One of our waters is a kiddie pool that we have for them and the chickens over there. We still have a pile of stuff to work on over there. Here is the goat house, and then you saw us build this little goat extension. There's plenty of room in there for all 5 of them. But sometimes Rue can be a butt. So we built this extension. We may put a half wall up. That's still debatable. We have the kennel out. This was when we brought the new chickens. We brought 15 Delaware chickens home. So we had them in the run, secured in there, and then when we let everybody mingle, we brought this out. We're gonna turn this into a sick ward. We'll probably move it a little bit. You can see we've got some hardware cloth up here, so we're gonna wrap it in hardware cloth, and then this is just laying on top. It's some chicken wire that's just laying on top. This is what we were keeping the chickens in, the new ones in the run when we had it earlier. It's not ready yet, but it's gonna be a sick ward just in case we have one that needs to be segregated. You can take a look at the coop and run, y'all. It is holding up great. We are loving it. They have some new tires to play on. We had to replace Nick's truck tires, and so we got some new tires for the goats and the chickens to play on. A couple new barrels. They have their platform, their goat feeder, and their other water in this yard. All of this is electrified all the way around. We have our little chicken door open. So the wind was blowing the door closed, so we got this little stake and we just put it there where it can't blow the door closed anymore. This just allows access for the chickens to come and go as they want without the goats being able to get in and eat the chicken food. So we've got the carabiner up here just for a little added protection, and then in the chicken coop, now it is a mess, so just kind of overlook that. The girls are molting. We put up a branch for them to kind of stand on. They have 2 waters out here. They have the metal one, and then they have the plastic one with a little nipple feeder. Look at all those feathers where they're molting. Some of the girls are banded, you'll see, or tagged. You'll see little things on their legs. That's just for me to help learn who's who, learn their names. A lot of them know their names. The automatic chicken door has been working out great. They have really seemed to be enjoying that. We have a second carabiner on the big door, which only gets opened when I come and go. And then we have the girls. That's obviously Robert, the big rooster there. This rooster is Ray. And then that rooster is Frank. Let me know if you know who they're named after. So this is the inside. We have the nesting bars. We did add another one, the top one, once we got the other 15 chicks. I'll tell you now, I don't have favorites, but if I did, it would be this one. Her name's Amy. She has a little bitty, one of her nails is kind of crooked. I probably can't zoom in, she'll move. But here's the coop. Here we have all the new girls are the Delaware, the white ones. That one in the back corner here is named Jessica. She kind of had a little bit of aggression there in the beginning, and so we were kind of monitoring that. She's fine now. And then we obviously have a waterer hanging in here for them. We have 2 feeders now because we have 32 chickens. We have a dust bath in here if they want to use the dust bath. So far they have not. And then we have their nesting boxes. So we got those put up a couple weeks ago. The girls still really aren't old enough to lay. Now the new girls, this is a new girl here. These 3 are actually the new, some of the new. They're 3 weeks older than the other girls, so they are 19 weeks old. The original 17, counting the 3 roosters, are 16 weeks old. So yeah. So we have this setup in here. You can see they do use, that's Frank, our Polish male. He's hilarious. This one is Deborah. The one under here is Marie. So if you know what sitcom we named them from. So this is what the inside of the coop looks like. All of the girls are in here. We've got, in case you're wondering, the brown ones up here are speckled Sussex. We have 3 of those. This one in the corner walking is a buff Orpington. Here, actually both of those are buff Orpingtons, and then the Polish is to the right. And then Delaware is the other. We do have, if you can see the girls in the back, looks like they have a turtleneck on. Those are Wyandotte. We have 4 of them. There's one right there. So we've got their feeders. You can see the ventilation at the top. I do have a little kitty scoop thing there for them, just so I can clean that out if I need to. That was originally under there and they were just pooping in it, so I did move it over. Tell me he is not just the most adorable thing that you have ever seen. I just adore him, and they match my hair. So they match my hair, so I'm a little partial to our Polish. So here are all of the babies. Typically in the middle of the day, which it is right now when I'm filming, they hang out in here mostly. They do like to come out quite a bit. So we do let them free range, if you want to call it that. We let them out of the coop and run. They stay in here most of the time. In the early morning they come out and intermingle with the goats. They're all under the deck, over by the kiddie pool. They like to drink out of that, and they intermingle quite a bit with the goats. And then in the evening they like to intermingle, but typically during the middle of the day they stay in the coop and run, which is probably good. The goat yards are secure. They have fencing and they have hot wire at the top and the bottom, but obviously something could jump them. Maybe something could get under them. They could take the shock from the fence and keep going. The coop is predator proof. Coop and run are predator proof. The yard is not, as far as above. So obviously a hawk, an eagle, a bird of prey could swoop in. I think the goats are enough to deter them, and like I said, most of the time they're in the coop and run having a good time. So we're up to 32 chickens. That's chicken math for you. I've talked to him before. Obviously we're not your typical homesteaders, because most people would have just culled the rooster, but I did not want to get rid of any of my roosters, and I did not want to cull any of my roosters, which is kill, in case you are unfamiliar with that. So I went and bought 15 more chickens. So we have 29 hens and 3 roosters. I think the Polish are gonna pretty much stay together. I think Frank's girls will probably be the 3 Polish and the 3 speckled Sussex, but you know, they're gonna work that out on their own. So, and we do have a shade tarp up here for them. Probably won't be as needed in the winter, but yeah, they love it. They love their coop. So let me take you up to the garden and kind of show you what's left of the garden. So this is what remains of the garden. These here actually just popped up. These have been up for a minute, and these actually just popped up. So obviously it's overgrown. We need to come in. After these die off, we will bush hog this whole area. I do have a couple of yellow ones down at that end, which are cosmos. These have all of it died off. All of our fruits and vegetables have been harvested, except for the few pumpkins that didn't make it out of the garden. And you can see it looks very similar to the field. So we did take the cattle panels that we had up here for the tomatoes back up to our neighbor. We have our little compost pile. You can see it over there. And it looks similar to what the field looks like. I never do not have company when I'm outside. Chickens are kind of hanging out in the coop or in the run. There was a couple under the goat house, but Crow's out here somewhere. I'm not really sure where she is, but she's out here somewhere. Peaches is probably at Nana and Paul's house doing something he's not supposed to do, but he likes his vacation home, you know. He likes going back and forth. So let's see if I can get you a good shot of the goats. Give you a little better shot of the goats. Again, that's Mocha, Blackie, Rue, Maggie. She is a sweetheart, adorable sweetheart. And then Miss Java. You can see some of the girls out over there. There's a couple over there still under the goat house. Or not under the goat house, but in the goat house. So yeah, that is how the homestead's going. I had planned on doing a cooking video this Monday, but like I said, we're having some tummy issues in the family, and so anything I cook is going to be very bland, probably something that you've had before, not something you're going to be excited to see. So I wanted to give you just kind of an update on the fur babies on our little herd here. I'm always watching birds flying over the air just to make sure it's not something I need to worry about. But we do let the chickens free range in the yard, but like I said, they're in and about with the goats. So they're in what used to be the goat yard, and then what used to be the dog yard. We don't let them go in the field. It's number one, it's not fenced all the way around. People have ran through the fence 3 times, so it's not fenced all the way around, and it's certainly not secure all the way around. So we don't let them intermingle. We do have predators. We have my mom and dad just had raccoons up there last night in their cat food. We had a possum on the porch last week. We hear coyotes often, kind of in the back, cutting through the wood line here. We have deer that cut through the wood line occasionally. We have predators, so we do try to watch them. Obviously if we're gone from the homestead, I went with my mom, mother-in-law, and my aunt and nephew the other day. We spent some time together, and so I left the chickens up, but typically I like to try to let them get out. I'm home, so if I hear something, you know, I can come out and hopefully stop it. If we do end up having a predator issue, we may have to, I don't know, decide something, build a bigger run, or decide something to do that would be better suitable for them, or just let them out when I'm outside. But that gets harder the colder it gets or the hotter it is, to spend, you know, hours outside watching specifically goats and chickens all day. So that's our update on our homestead. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back from probably now on with just cooking content. But like I said, anything that I'm cooking right now, you're not gonna probably care about. It's gonna be super bland. Hopefully we'll be back to being able to make yummy, delicious meals, and being able to film and show you all my still in learning process of cooking. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.